Like any other sport out there, the NFL too is filled with its fair share of controversies. In fact, some are so bad that the league probably wants you to forget all about them. Today, we're going to be digging into just that. This first one is going to blow your socks away. First up, the murder scandal. In Week 4, the NFL and the Miami Dolphins came under criticism. This is when QB Tua Tagovailoa of the Dolphins suffered a severe concussion during the game against the Cincinnati Bengals on Thursday Night Football. In spite of having only had 3 days to prepare for the game, the Dolphins started the contest by allowing their quarterback to take several hard knocks in the first quarter. The last blow to Tua, who was eventually carried off the field on a stretcher, came when he was utterly rocked. While concussions are always embarrassing for the NFL, Tua's situation was more aggravating since the Dolphins may have covered up a prior injury for Tua the week before. Then, Tua was seen stumbling and bumbling about on camera after taking a huge blow. Despite this, the Dolphins publicly downplayed Tua's first concussion of the season, saying that he was just experiencing back pain. Then 4 days later, they paraded him in front of the crowd to see him get destroyed. Jeez. If you thought that was bad, wait till you hear the next one. The sex crime scandal. This one is so disgusting, I was literally stunned. The NFL would want fans to give Deshaun Watson's on-field success the attention it deserves right now. The Browns recently guaranteed him $230 million and traded away many draft selections to get him. This is despite the fact that 22 women have filed lawsuits against him, alleging various forms of sexual misconduct. Jeez. Why spend so much on someone who's so problematic? But Watson will not be prosecuted for sexual misbehavior. However, there has been much discussion over the proximity of his contract to these off-field events. Wow, maybe they need to check their priorities? The next one is downright hilarious, but so shocking, no one could have seen it coming. Now, the scandal of the team that ran away. Robert Irsay, the owner of the Baltimore Colts, had threatened on many occasions to move the franchise. Now, this was because of low attendance and an inadequate stadium. No one, however, expected that the team would leave in the middle of the night for Indianapolis. Yep, that literally happened. The whole team just up and vanished. The Colts evacuated their team facilities the night of March 28, 1984, and left. That too right in the middle of a blizzard. This happened after the Maryland legislature approved a law on March 27th permitting Baltimore to take the franchise. The Mayflower Moving Company, owned by an acquaintance of the mayor of Indianapolis, moved the Colts swiftly and at no expense to the team. Wow, that's some next-level branding. The Browns later moved to Baltimore from Cleveland after the league's comeback in 1996. Must have gotten a warm welcome, don't you think? Next is a scandal that you couldn't even have thought about in your wildest dreams. The dogfighting scandal. If you would have ever talked before 2007 of a possible link between the NFL and dogfighting, people would have thought you were crazy and moved on. However, 2007 was full of shocks for everyone, particularly NFL fans. This is how it went down. Former Atlanta Falcons quarterback Michael Vick was accused in 2007 of running an illegal dogfighting enterprise. And it was on a huge scale because there were dogs from all over the country. The quarterback was charged with extortion, gambling, and cruelty to animals. Jeez. But he wasn't going to get off that easily. After what NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell called Vick's cruel and reprehensible behavior, he banned him for life. Yep, that sounds like a good punishment to me. And then he was even sent to prison. He returned to the NFL in 2009 with the Philadelphia Eagles after serving 21 months in federal prison after pleading guilty. The 2009 return he made earned him the Comeback Player of the Year award and a Pro Bowl award the following year. Looks like he picked up some wisdom throughout those 21 months. Next comes a super famous controversy that the NFL probably wants people to forget now. The infamous Spygate. There was a major controversy in the NFL. It was so bad that they changed many rules after this one scandal. It was so bad that Commissioner Roger had his hands full handing out fines left, right, and center. In September 2007, he handed down a $500,000 punishment to New York Jets head coach Bill Belichick He also gave a $250,000 fine to the New England Patriots for having a club videographer film the other team's defensive coaches. That too from an illegal vantage point the week before. Kinda genius if you ask me, but definitely very controversial. Their goal was to scout the Jets' next game, but all the videotaping incidents seemed to have gotten them was heavy fines. Now that's hilarious. That wasn't even the complete story. Roger was so convinced that this was a serious issue that he coerced the Patriots into trading their first-round draft pick in exchange for a second-round pick. Ouch, that must have hurt. But hey, if you film people without their consent, that's what you're gonna get. As if that weren't enough, once they were caught red-handed, Belichick tried to save face by saying he misunderstood the rules. That's an even lamer justification than claiming the dog ate my homework, dude. As a seasoned coach, how could you possibly be that unaware? Allegations of cheating shadowed the team's first 3 Super Bowl titles, and rightfully so. A year later, Goodell reviewed the information and decided there was nothing new to justify extra punishments. Moving on, there's another super disgusting one ahead. The domestic violence scandal. You can't trust anyone out there, bro. Remember the commissioner I mentioned earlier who was handing out fines for Spygate? Well, the man himself was also involved in a pretty disgusting scandal. Ray Rice, a running back for the Baltimore Ravens, allegedly had a domestic violence case that he handled badly. The league announced that in 2014 they would establish a new policy on domestic violence and other assaults due to his attitude toward the matter. After Rice was arrested and charged with third-degree aggravated assault for hitting his then-fiancée, that too in an elevator in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and then Goodell suspended him for 2 games. Worse yet, Roger attempted to defend Rice's behavior while this was all going on. Like, dude, how can you defend a man who just hit a woman? Goodell first defended the lenient punishment by explaining to the press that he bears responsibility for his actions. He continued, saying that Rice realizes he made a huge mistake and that he is wrong according to his standards and ours. Wow, the audacity. The Ravens first suspended Rice for 2 games before releasing him. But when a second, more violent video of Rice knocking down his fiancée was released by TMZ, the Ravens immediately released Rice, and Mr. Commissioner made the suspension permanent. Now that sounds amazing to me. The dude finally got what he deserved. Rice entered a not guilty plea and applied to a first-time offender rehabilitation center after being charged with severe assault. A few months later, the court reversed his sentence, but he never played professionally again. If you ask me, that's a good way to put it. So, which one of these was the worst in your opinion? Comment and let us know. With that, we'll be wrapping it up for today. See you at the next one.